Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe.
It's time for another WrestleTalk React video. I'm Luco in DAD. This is Oliver Davis, who has not seen or knows anything from Monday Night Raw from last night.
The last thing I saw in WWE programming was Roman Reigns doing this to Cody.
I didn't quite give him the thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do press the subscribe button as well if this is your first time here and you haven't already. Leave a comment down below, give us a thumbs up as well. And head on over to patreon.com/WrestleTalk because you can support WrestleTalk from as little as $2 a month. So, this is the RAS edition of Raw.
Yep, Raw after SummerSlam.
This was an amazing episode of Raw.
Yeah?
Huge. Like, absolutely amazing episode of Raw.
Great.
So, I'll give you a couple of headlines from it. Not the clip that we're about to watch here, but here's a couple of headlines. Gunther found his first challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Orton.
Oh, yes, that makes perfect sense after King of the Ring.
They're playing off the King of the Ring botch.
Finally!
I know. And it was me, I was like, Triple H kept saying we're going to do this rematch.
Yeah.
Do it. But he kept saying we're going to do it in your home country of Germany. And I'm like, he's from Austria, you adult. and then
Wales, England.
Then Gunther oddly said, everything you just said was true. And I was like, no, it's not. You're Austrian. Anyway, so there's that. What else was there? Judgment Day 2.0.
Yes.
Kind of made it official. They beat up Rhea and Priest, but they stood tall. Rhea and Priest stood tall, actually. I don't think it was a very good showing for them in terms of Judgment Day 2.0. The Wyatt Sicks beat Chad Gable's new heel group, who are called American Made.
I like that. That's nice.
It's a good name. I really like that. And this was probably the more shocking one for me that I did not see coming. There's a new member of the New Day.
What?
Odyssey Jones made his debut on Raw.
Oh my God, he's finally here.
He's not like they kept saying, like, oh, I think he's now part of the New Day. They did it as a storyline that Kofi Kingston's brought him in, but he didn't tell Xavier Woods. So it's to further the Woods Final Testament stuff.
That's fun. That's a fun way of doing it.
It is.
Triple H is so good at sort of booking disgruntlement within factions.
Yeah, now that the Judgment Day's got all of their disgruntlement out of the way, it's like, who else could I split up? What other faction could I break up? So it's not like an official thing. But Odyssey Jones showed up, and I was like, oh, okay.
On his way to WWE, Odyssey Jones.
But here's the other segment that I wanted to show you.
This is totally different from everything you just said.
So CM Punk came out for a promo, calling... He got this weird promo where he was like, you'd think I'd be upset about losing at SummerSlam, but I'm not. I'm actually really happy, because I'm here in Baltimore. And I haven't been in Baltimore for 10 years. So I'm really happy to be in Baltimore.
Did he deliver it like that? Because he doesn't sound happy.
Yeah, no, he was genuinely...
Sounds like he's...
He was just saying he was happy.
Okay.
And he called out Drew McIntyre because he won another match. Seth Rollins came out instead.
Who's the main part of this feud for some reason now?
Well, go back to War Games and stuff. He was very angry about Punk's arrival.
I got very into Drew and Punk.
Well, you'll be pleased to know then that they were about to have a fight, Rollins and Punk were. And Drew appears in the crowd and he's just like, hey... No, I kind of want to get involved in this as well, but they weren't paying attention to it. So he brought out the bracelet, and CM Punk chased after him, and those two then left. Which brings us to this segment here.
Yeah, so I can see the still image. It's Seth Rollins with his lovely hair and back, and then it looks like there's just little red dots.
I think that's just like lighting effects. And
okay.
Yeah. So don't get too excited.
I thought it was a
that.
Wyatt Sicks thing.
Don't get too excited about that. Oh yeah. Oh no, I did say the Wyatt Sicks.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, they just had a normal match.
That's what we said last week, didn't we?
And it's good. They just wrestled like lads, and that's exactly what you need them to do. They're not ooky spooky guys. They were just lads.
When you say normal match, though, do you mean 1 minute, go to ad break, 4 minutes, come back?
Yeah. So they got the heat. They got the babyface fire, and then the heels cut them off. Got a commercial break. Worked over them during the commercial break. Came back. Babyface got the hot tag.
DQ finish.
Ran wild. Yeah, there were 2 DQ finishes on this show. 2 of them. Couldn't believe it. But this is the segment we're going to be looking at here.
I really don't know what's going to happen here. Bronson Reed just steamrolled Seth Rollins.
So yeah, from out of nowhere, Bronson Reed. He just said, I'm going to make a name for myself tonight.
Okay. And Seth is trying to fight Bronson Reed off. Super kick to Reed. A big boot to Reed. But Bronson Reed... Oh, big Death Valley driver. What is it? Is that it? Is it Bronson Reed? Okay, I'll keep watching. He's doing a couple of senton splashes. He has got a bit of Samoa Joe energy about him. Okay, so Bronson's making a name for himself. Seth can get away from the Drew Punk feud. There's a tsunami.
I miss Wade Barrett doing Raw commentary. You can get the tsunami.
And another one. Seth looks unhappy.
Well, you would be, wouldn't you?
And then security come in. There's Jason Jordan.
Mm-hmm. And Davari.
Yeah, the backstage agents.
Pete Williams is there as well. You can't quite see him.
Mm-hmm. Bronson Reed.
There he is. There's Pete Williams. The true star of Monday Night Raw.
Okay, and they're escorting Bronson off, but he's coming back in for some more.
He is not done.
He's going to hit one more. What? It's really over, this angle with the crowd.
Hugely over. This, by the way, this Baltimore crowd was awesome all night.
I mean, it's really well performed. It's at 4 tsunamis.
4.
I like Seth selling.
Yeah.
He'll immediately get up and do a tope. Oh, wow, another one. Okay, they are getting me more into this. The frantic. Oh, oh, blood. He's blood capsule. Yeah, it's a safe way of doing violence. No, not another one, Luke. Oh my God. He's not going to do. He's just
celebrating.
He's
just posing. He's just posing.
Oh, he's going to do another one. My God. Ah. Oh. Where was this in the show?
This is like middle of the show. It's sort of like at the top of the first hour, more or less.
Oof. Honestly. Wow, okay, so Bronson Reed, big push.
Big, huge push for Bronson Reed. So this was a show that was all about his new directions for characters, his new groups, his new rivalries, and his new pushes. And this is like the big one they had. And you go and check on Twitter and stuff. This is the thing that everyone was talking about.
Really?
Brian Alvarez was like, it's one of like the best things they've done in ages. This angle was awesome. And it was so I thought it was so effective because it proper came out of nowhere. Because Bronson Reed has been for so long. I joked about him in the edited review. He's just a guy that you put in 3 ways to take the pin.
Yes.
Because you don't want to pin the other 2. And he's there. He goes into IC title number 1 contendership things, doesn't win. And he's my tri-monthly push guy.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it's about time he's going to get a push for a couple of weeks.
But in the IC division.
Yeah.
And here he is being pushed into the main event scene with Seth Rollins.
You think this is a main event scene?
Well, do you not think that Seth Rollins is part of the main event scene of Monday Night Raw?
I suppose so. Who's your group up there? It's obviously Gunther's now world champion.
Yeah.
Priest is the ex-champion. Drew and CM Punk. I always thought they were kind of engaged in a number 1 contenders feud, but now Randy Orton has moved over from SmackDown.
I think I don't know if he's moved over. He's just almost on loan, I guess. So this is the other thing as well, because we haven't got.
Is it the free? What's the rule?
What do they call it? It's like 3 times a year they're allowed to.
What was that called?
Oh no!
It's not the Superstar Shake-Up.
No, it wasn't.
It's the free agent bonanza,
Something
whack
like that.
bat.
The free pass.
Yeah,
the
I
whole
can't
pass. So yeah, you've got Punk and Drew still going at it. It's Worked Wrestling saying they're going to have a Hell in a Cell match of Bad Blood. That's what we're building.
Excellent.
Randy's now taking on Gunther, so that kind of leaves Seth open for just a feud. And what better way to use a feud to elevate a new guy in Bronson Reed? My hope for this, and I'll get your reaction for this in a second, but just to get my thoughts out there. My hope for this is not a Shinsuke Nakamura push, which is you push someone
Slightly racist.
which is where you just push someone up the mid card to feud with the top name, so that top name can beat them, and then they just go right back down to the mid card. I actually hope that this is a sustained push and not just, a 1 month thing.
Well, I always think Triple H has had a soft spot for Bronson Reed. Back from the NXT days, he was released, wasn't he? But then it was Triple H who brought him back as part of those, like a Dexter Loomis and a couple of other names like Gargano.
Candice LeRae and all that.
And yeah, I guess I always thought, well, as soon as Triple H is in charge, he'll skyrocket that class of people up the card immediately. But that hasn't really played out. Some people, like Gargano and Ciampa, got to a level and they'll probably sit there now. Loomis just disappeared for ages until he's come back as the Wyatt Sicks. But I thought Bronson Reed had just settled himself in to that slot you spoke about. But if this follows through, maybe that he was just biding time. He was reserving energy. As far as the angle itself, for me, I've got to be honest. When it started, I thought someone else was going to come out. I thought, why is Luke showing me this? Is this the Roman Reigns runs out to save Seth Rollins bit? But then the more he did keep hitting the tsunami, and got to put over both the crowd and all the officials and referees in the ring.
And commentary. I thought Michael Cole sold it so good.
And Seth Rollins is selling like the internal bleeding blood. And Bronson Reed himself, I something happened between that third and fourth tsunami where I got insanely excited.
So into it. But then it said Adam Pearce announced later on that Seth was taken to hospital. Michael Cole then had a piece of camera.
Did he say hospital?
He did say hospital. And it was like, there's like worries, like he's really badly hurt. His internal bleeding. So they were putting this over huge. Like he is their new monster heel on Monday Night Raw.
Well, that's awesome. And Seth can come back next week with a taped up midsection.
And do a tope.
Tope.
Before we get out of here, actually, this is how long we've been recording for. Did you want to see the Wyatt's entrance?
Oh, yeah, go on then.
Yeah, that's why we're here. I actually did get a message from someone today being like, are you going to show Oli the Wyatt's entrance? We need to see what he thinks.
Well, is it going to be similar to... I've seen... Oh, I love the matching gear, though, for... American made.
American made.
Oh, because is it going to drop? I didn't even think about this. There it is. There's the piano. I've been edging for 2 months now. Rocking chair. Oh, it's got a little creepy doll on.
That's the lantern.
Okay. You can see what I mean, though. It does look like a little Sister Abigail. Because Nikki Cross is Sister Abigail.
No,
not
she's
Abby the Witch.
She is Abby the Witch. They clarified that later on.
Oh, right. Here it comes. It's speeded up. Da-dun, da-dun. Yeah! Oh, cool.
And release.
I thought that would have hit me more. But this is super cool. It's such a cool presentation of an act. And I'm very glad you said they didn't wrestle with heebie-jeebie nonsense.
They made quite a big deal out of it as well, pointing out how SummerSlam 20... SummerSlam, all those years ago, was where the Wyatts debuted, so they've now come full circle to debut after SummerSlam.
Yeah. Oh, they look... The silhouette of them looks just... I can't think of anything that's translated better from the cinematic era to a live-action comic book of WWE like this. Although I haven't seen them wrestle yet.
Yeah.
So. And the trios were Loomis, Rowan, and Gacy.
Yeah.
For me, brother.
Rowan did a Brody Lee tribute
in the
match. Did a big and then did the rolling senton over the top rope.
Oh, lovely. Who sort of stood out in the match itself?
Loomis. Oddly, Loomis. Loomis got the win.
Wow.
Loomis is like the big final act.
Bronson Reed and Loomis, their time is now.
Because his finish is, so like Gacy...
The masks are off.
Gacy lifts Loomis up and powerbombs him onto Gable. And then Loomis goes up top and is like Mercy the Buzzard and he flies. So he wins with a top rope splash.
Oh, cool.
And that's how they won the match.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, very exciting.
Very
well,
cool.
what a lovely sort of season end that SummerSlam was to set up the new season. I guess this is
That's exactly it.
Raw season 109.
And I loved it. What an episode of Raw. Let us know in the comments down below, what did you make of this episode of Raw? What did you make of this, all of these angles? What was your favorite thing on the show? And we will see you for another episode of this very, very soon. Also, our edited review will be coming out later, so go check that out. Till then, I've been Luke Owen, DAD. That's been Oli Davis. Jam that jam.